Welcome back to our episode 2 of my interview with Ophir Akiva, a motivational speaker in Israel. And like I said, I got the pleasure of meeting Ophir a couple of weeks ago through a mutual friend. And I had just been so impressed with him and his work and his book. And I thought it would just be a great idea to have him on my show. And this is the second part. The first part, we talked about more motivational and how to deal with confrontation, how to deal with the power of saying I'm sorry and the power of kind of taking a role in terms of being more compassionate. And it's a lot more than that. So if you haven't seen episode 1, I would definitely go back and review it. This episode, this half hour, is going to be basically, and I'm going to let Ophir talk about it, but it's going to be based more on the 10 Commandments. And I know when I first heard the 10 Commandments, I was like, what's going on here? But when I was reading them last night, I was amazed at how Ophir was able to take the 10 Commandments and take it out of a biblical sense, but bring it back into 2017, and how each commandment can relate to very, very constructive and very, very critical aspects of our life today, and how we can incorporate some of the teachings back then and make them very, very crucial in our decision making and how we lead our life. So I wanted to have Ophir talk more and more about this, since I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you a really embarrassing story. I did not know the 10 Commandments. I thought I knew all of them, and then every time I was going through the 10 Commandments, I was waiting for this do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and I'm like, I thought that was a commandment, and I come to find out it's not a commandment. So I am definitely not the person to go to learn about the First Testament or the Second Testament or the Old Testament and the New Testament, because that's how ignorant I was when it came to that. So we have our expert here with Ophir, and he's going to kind of work with the 10 Commandments, but again, not in a biblical sense, not in a preaching or religious sense, but how to incorporate them into our lifestyle today to help us better achieve success and better achieve what we want to achieve in our lives. So Ophir, I'm going to kind of turn it all over to you now in terms of how you want to proceed with this.
All right. So hello everybody and welcome. Thank you, Don, for this opportunity. I'm feeling thrilled and happy to share with you this knowledge, because what you're going to get in the next half an hour can change your life, can upgrade them in so many ways, because we're going to use the 10 keys for more success, for more wealth, for more health, anything that you wish to get. We're going to use the 10 moral codes that have been given by Moses 3,000 years ago, and use it in 2017. By the way, the Hebrew calendar, we're counting 5,777. That is the year. So it's a very, very unique year. 7 is an important number. And also for 2017 is a big. I want each one of our audience to get ready, to write something down and choose at least one thing that he's going to do, and he will see the change in his life. This is my mission. That's my goal. So are you ready? Should we jump in?
Absolutely. The water is warm, so.
Yeah, we wanted to see and connect it to, if you look at the Jewish nation, it's quite interesting to see. People, I'm guiding here all kind of top executives that come and we give them private guidance with Jerusalem, and ask them how many Jewish people you think there's in the world in percentage. And nobody knows. And I say, let me help you with that. Almost 30% of Nobel Prize winners are Jewish. What's the secret of these guys? And he says, I don't know. And then I tell them there's only 0.05% of Jewish people in the world. Yet, almost at every home, all over, you will find some invention happen. So I think the way that they became so successful, it's also connected to that. And I want to deliver you these secrets. And jumping straight to the first, because I want you to be in the 5% that they are the winners, they are the ones who's getting more money, they're changing, going out from the comfort zone. But the first thing is, I am your Lord. God is a great thing, is a big thing, but I want each one to remember that God is within each one of us. We are a divine creature. We're created by the image of God. Therefore, we're entitled to win. We're entitled to achieve our goals. Not only that, in Hebrew tradition, we believe that we are obligated. Because if you're brought down to the world here, there's a mission for you to do. And your soul aches to do that. And whenever you're in pain, whenever you've been hurt, when you've been like pushed, that's universe way to tell you, listen, you're getting away from your destiny, you're getting away from your mission. So you remember, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at the others. They are also angels, and I believe that you can sometimes recognize sabotage angels, the ones that come in and hurt in, but they also got a job. I want us to look at ourselves and see how great we are. Write down the 7 things that you like about yourself and how amazing creature you are. From here, you understand that you can go with confidence. We're talking in the other part of being like walking like a lion, having a right self-esteem. When you know that you are an angel, walking through that world, doing his mission, everything looks a bit different. You deserve it. And then, I'm taking you to the second commandment. The second commandment says you should not have a statue or a mask. Can you imagine what are the statues today, Don? What are we are running after? You see it all the time with that there. If there's a guess of what is the thing that we are trying to get, the statues and that of today of 2017 are the celebrities, the Facebook, the how do I look, the brands that we are wearing. But then we're losing the way that we are thinking of ourselves and loving ourselves. And many people call it intuition. Many people will tell you, just listen to your heart. If you know that you are a divine creature, remember that you are always entitled, and you can look deep into your heart and see what is there. Should I be doing that because people expect me to do that? Should I be going to other places? Or I'm listening to myself. I know that I'm a divine creature, and I'm believing that I can get the right decision that will get me to myself. How does it sound?
Sounds great.
Yeah. When you know that you got it. And basically, you see, I'm going to put closer to the camera, what the temple that was standing on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, the whole intention for the temple was to be the home for the 10 Commandments. The temple has been destroyed. There's the other mosques there today. But what I say, if we just put it in our hearts and we use it to 7 different people, we can make better life. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want us each one to create, the temple in his own place. I'm running to the third one. The third commandment says you should not say my name in vain. You should not carry out my name in vain, which means I always want to get to the positive part. Let's just talk positive. Positive talk to each other. It's the way to create miracles. Do you remember how does every magician starts every magic? What is the 2 words?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, yeah, they use it all over the world.
And you told me the meaning of this a couple of days ago, and it's an amazing meaning.
Yeah, so the meaning of abracadabra is actually coming from Aramaic, and it's also the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew that's been spoken around here.
Right.
Ebra means I will create. Kedabra is as I speak. What I will talk will happen. I will create what I say. This is the meaning of abra kedabra. Later on, of course, coming to abracadabra.
I will create what I do.
Yeah, I will create as I speak.
Okay.
All right. I say it's like someone you can look at these magicians and shows or the their TV or the films that we'll have, and say, like, someone says, okay, this will happen now, and suddenly it happens. And it can be to your employee, it can be to your kids, it can be to someone that you want to just uplift the spirit. And the most important thing is to say to ourselves. And I'm using in my workshops all the time, I'm taking people and I get them to hold their hand and I'm trying to pull it down. And in the time that I'm pulling it, one time I say bad words about it. Listen, you are nasty, you are very weak, every time you go in there's only a mess. And I see that I've kind of easily managed to bring his hands down. And then I say, I'm sorry, and I'm apologizing, and I'm canceling everything that I said, and I'm talking to him. I says, listen, you are amazing, you are honest, modest, great person, strongest ever. I'm trying to pull his hands again, and it's really, really hard.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it really, I make the person stronger physically. Now, you as a doctor, you probably have many examples of how patients come in with a different approach, and how does it affect their own treatment, right?
Oh, without a doubt. It's actually a name for that in the U.S. called applied kinesiology, or AK. And we do muscle testing based on certain nutritional status, certain different things. Yeah, well, you know, open up the thumb, but they're doing certain things. And, you know, when people have certain nutritional deficiencies, you know, they are going to be very, very weak. And when you address those deficiencies or those nutritional issues, or the environmental issues where you clean out their body from all the toxins and environments and everything that's going on, you know, just how much stronger the body can get. So when you do the AK, that you'll actually, you know, do the same thing that you were saying, just in the positive thoughts. And I think I remember, and I don't mean to get you off subject here, but I think there was something I read in your book about a Japanese scientist who actually talked well to certain water and did not talk well to certain water, and just that communication with water had a tremendous impact on both of them. And then you went on to say that how we're 80% water, so positive, you know, feedback goes a long, long way. So
that's the thing. When he was talking good to a drop, and then he checked under the microscope and he said, oh, that it looks like a nice snowflake. And when he was talking bad and say, I hate you, and this to another drop under the microscope, it just turned kind of gray or brown, and everything looks so ugly. Right. So I urge the people who's looking at us now and watching this great show that you have, go out and say, make a game, make it like a game. Go out and bless, give good words to the people that they are the closest to you or the important. Say, hey, listen, you're doing good. Hey, you are very talented. You are very pretty. You are very honest. Just go out and try it. Please, we want it to go and make it very, very practical. And you will see that if you keep it on a daily basis in your life, even when I'm texting a message in my phone, I says, where is the? I will go back and I will add shalom. I'm emailing. I will not be able to. I'm erasing that, and I say, I would be happy to do it some other time. When you want to tell a child or someone, don't go down to the road, I would prefer to stop for a second and tell him, please stay on the sidewalk. So all these positive talk are really creating miracles in our life. Just try. Choose one guy or even for yourselves and for a few people around you, and just say that for 1 week, you're just going to talk good to yourself.
Okay.
How does it sound?
Sounds great.
Nice. So I'm jumping to the next one. The next one is actually defining us from being slaves. The fourth one is remember Shabbat. Remember Shabbat is the first time 3,500 years ago people realized that they need to rest. You need, because slaves working 24/7, and he would work all day and every day, but when you learn to stop and to give something that will recharge your spirit. Now it doesn't have to be Shabbat or Sunday or Friday. Go and make some kind of a hobby that you like. Do skydiving, do drawing, do whatever you feel refill your energy. When you stop and you, for a little while, don't think of the daily crisis and that. I believe this will get you away from a lot of stress. It will get you away in turn from a lot of illness that you might develop. I think the best option and the best example for that would be the oxygen mask coming to us in the airplane. And when you're riding with kids, the order will say, first put to yourself, and then for the kid.
Right.
Now it's great, right? It's against any instinct. I want to take care of my kids first, but no. If you don't have oxygen, if you're not happy, no one can be, and no one can help you and get you this awareness. So the Shabbat is the oxygen mask. Please find the thing that you're going to do once a week for yourself, for your own benefits, to help you grow.
Okay.
Nice. We are running with it because so much. In the workshop, we actually let people try and talk and write, and we set a fire, and we let them burn the things that they don't like. And so many issues that we are dealing. We're going to do that when we'll be back in August, and hopefully we'll have as many people that will enjoy and will learn to get their life to the next level, to upgrade it and be healthier just by this, and of course your wisdom that is helping so many others already. I'm jumping to the fifth one. Fifth, respect your father and mother. We believe that each one of us, we are the soul chose who are the parents that you're going to be born to. There's a lesson for you to teach or to learn. And we should remember, many times we see our parents as a very obvious things. And then they disappear and say, I wish I could. And no matter how you're upset, no matter how you know that they will love you and they will accept you anyway, be with a lot of respect. Now, take it outside. Not only your parents. Respect every person that is around you. Sorry, we got some dogs around here. We're living in the country, so don't get stressed about it. We're all getting here. Ready. So, yeah, and also that's another respect for that, and our neighbors and the dogs. So, it's like the Indian karma that they have. If you give something, that's what you get. I always say I grew up in a kibbutz. And I know that if I put one potato seed in the ground, I will get 40 potatoes coming out of that. I'm trying to plant good seeds to the people and to the things that I want to get, trying to respect people that are around me, and it's been so helpful. Just helping and saying good morning sometimes to the cleaning boy and someone that you meet some. You never know where is this guy going to help you. We have an interesting story. We say hello to the guard that greeting him into the factory that he will go. 400 people will go in, and he was the only one who says good morning to the guy standing in the gate. And one day, the guy got out and didn't say goodbye also. The guard went to look out for him because you remember that he didn't get his goodbye. And he found out that the guy got himself locked in one of these giant refrigerators and actually saved his life.
Wow. Just
for him respecting and being nice. It's an amazing story that I take, and I got it in many ways. Also, and the bikes are sorry for that.
No, that's okay. I'm originally from the city, so it doesn't bother me.
My army story. When I'm leading my unit and I took soldiers under battle into war zone, and we got missions going on, I'm sure that everybody will function. The problem is when we are kind of in a routine. It's a stress and routine, but then the soldier starts to wear out. If I'm not going to sit with guy and not going to talk, I just ride in my jeep and feeling how important commander I am, I won't get anywhere. I will say, follow me and I will run alone. But if I give respect to them, and I talk and I ask, how is your daughter? What's going on with that? I heard you lost your job. Each one with his little things. Of course, I got my younger officers that helping me. These are the respect that will get the soldiers to watch my back. In the Israeli army, the commanders were going first always. But I want to make sure that I got these guys behind me. Otherwise, I'm commanding nothing. So this is a very, very important thing to put the
Makes sense.
respect. Now we jump in to the next level. The next level, the next 5 commandments are actually the ones between man and his friend. Now, don't feel free to stop me whenever I'm just rumbling around here. Let me know if there's any question for now.
No, I'm fine.
Sorry?
No, I'm absolutely fine.
It's nice. All right. Yeah, I'm actually kind of lost the hearing of you. I will try to do. So I'm running with it. You should not murder is the way for us to have more creativity. How do I murder? I don't only murder the life. I murder someone's dream. I murder his passion. When I say, you're too stupid for that. It's not for you. It's too hard. It's too, you see, right behind me there's a tree.
Yep.
Trees will always get to the highest point, to the level where they are getting the most and the best of their success if you just give them the right elements and give them sun, and that they will grow. We as people, we hurt each other. It's too hard, it's too that, it's not for you. So those are the things that many times we are missing, and we want to say, instead of not murdering, let's talk about creating. And how can I be more creative, and how can I create a better atmosphere around me? How can I create someone to be his spirit lifted just for talking with him?
Yep.
Now we are moving to the next commandment, and the next commandment, the 7th one, you should not commit adultery. And here I'm talking about our ego. Don, you were saying how our ego is many, many times messing our life up.
Yep.
And just because I don't want to admit, just because of ego is the urges, every urges. We are even getting insulted, even hurting other people. This is the urges, not only the physical, the sexual ones. It's every time that we cannot control ourselves. This is the marshmallow test of 3,500 years ago. Make sure that you know that you are finding the right place and not acting from ego, from anger, from look at me. And right, it's every time that we got that, we're getting ourselves into trouble. You know that I'm working with the prison system, and here in Israel, I think it's all over the world, almost 4% is women and 96% is guys. So,
what?
yeah, 96% of the prisoners in the world are
90%
men.
of the prisoners are men, yeah.
Yeah, they are the guys, and 4% are the women. So we want to see how our ego doesn't take us down to these worst places. Nice. Well, Ronnie, you want to do a break or something? You good or?
Well, we only have about maybe 3 to 5 minutes left.
Yeah, all right, let's run with it. Also, I need to run here to the family dinner. All right. So another cut, and I'm running with it. The 8th commandment: you should not steal. In the Hebrew tradition, and you got it also in Christianity and in Islam, charity is a key thing. When you got flow, when you want to get all the fortune in the world, you can't keep it because it will crush you down to the earth. Just make sure that you're giving. It can be giving your time, giving money, giving love, giving whatever you can. Let us be always on the giving side and not the one that needs to get. And we say here that the great thing that the giver has been given is much greater than the one who's accepted. So be a giver. This is instead of not steal. 9th, you should not torture your friend with lie. The truth, and this is how you use in Kinsologia and the others that you are checking. When you say the truth, you are much stronger. You are much better. And when you start to lie and to look behind your back, what did I say to that one, and how did I talk to the other one? You're getting yourself into a life full of stress. And the last one, you should not covet.
You should not what?
You should not covet. You should not covet.
Covet, okay.
For everything that we have. I saw millionaires that they are very, very poor in their soul, and they don't feel happy. And I saw a Bedouin that got nothing in the middle of the desert, and he's kicking a bottle of water and says we are millionaires.
Yeah.
So when we are grateful, and this is one thing that in Jewish tradition, every day when you wake up, we say, thank you, God, for bringing back my son. And when you're grateful for the little things, the universe will send you more and more and more things because it says, this guy can appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are complaining all the time, it's just going to take some stuff from you. So you remember, I actually got a good life.
Yep.
So a good lesson, good exercise, just write down the 10 things that you are very grateful for them.
Yep.
Guys, this is it.
Yeah, no, when I read that last night, like I said, I could definitely take pieces of it out of, and insert them into my own life. And it wasn't that much of a struggle, believe me, so.
Nice. Yeah, and it was just make the game. 7 people that you are keeping 10 commandments for them, and take the positive part, and please tell Don how it affected your life, how it helped you to get along the way.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, if mind-body connection, I totally believe in it. I mean, you see people who come in and they're getting better physically, but their mind just does not want to cooperate. They're not going to get any better, and vice versa. So you have to have that mind-body connection to actually heal. So, and that's what we're trying to do is try to get a series in where we talk about alternative, traditional, integrative healthcare, and to bring more choices to people that they can have based on diet, lifestyle, and environment. And they can have some alternative choices to make instead of just, okay, this is what you have to do. There's no ands, ifs, or buts, and So my goal is to with this program is to bring different points of view across in terms of what can be done. So.
Thank you so much for having me, Don. It's a great pleasure and honor. And
believe me, the pleasure is all mine. I enjoyed speaking with you, learning from you. Like I said, I would love to have you on the show again. I know maybe after Stowe, we're going to be doing that talk in Stowe and Top Notch coming up on the 19th, probably. No, the 9th. The one in Goodrich is at the 19th. So we have a lot on our plate. So lots of stuff going on. So let's just keep in touch, and we'll go from there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, looking forward for our workshops here in Israel and back there.
Yeah,
and it's going to be fun. We're going to be hands-on. Get the people ready to.
It'll definitely be great to have you back here and do a talk, and it'll be fun to do a talk out in Israel too. So.
All right. Thank you so much.
You
have
are
a
welcome.
Great day. Yeah, we are very generous and kind. Thank you so much. See you soon.
All right, Ophir. Thank you again for having me on, for being on my show. I do appreciate it.